viewers of OSBC television, and it is time for your daily program, AM Cafe. It's another beautiful Monday morning. We appreciate Almighty God for the enablement, for the opportunity given us to be part of those who are witnessing this cool movement. AM Cafe is the program, and my name is Adeleke. On the program today, we are going to look at the Ondo governorship election, Ondo State governorship election that was held on Saturday. A winner has emerged. And what are the lessons derivable from the election so as to plan ahead for other subsequent ones? We have other off-cycle election holding next year and year after. Anambra State governorship election we hold next year, while Ekiti and Osun State will have their turn in 2026. My guest is already seated in the studio, a public affairs analyst. He's a regular face on the program and is a follower of events when you talk politics and other life issues. My guest is Dr. Yemi Badru. Dr. Yemi Badru, you are welcome to the studio.
Thank you, sir. Good morning.
How has it been?
Well, we bless God. We enjoying, Hamatan.
Yes, Hamatan is gradually coming in.
Exactly.
So, talking about Ondo governorship election and the issues, the praise and phrase which accompanied the election, how did you see general conduct of the election? Let's start from that.
Thank you. Good morning, viewers at home, and thanks for the opportunity again, sir. Well, to start with, let's thank the leadership of this country for conducting, let me say, free and fair election in Ondo State. Because compared to other elections, we saw in the last gubernatorial elections, you understand, we discovered that Ondo election is more peaceful. I don't think there was any report of a ballot box snatching, or at least generally, the security was superb. And apart from that, people were able to exercise their franchise without fear of intimidation. So, and at least people were able to make their choice, and the rest is history.
Well, thank God the rest is history. The election has come and gone, and winner has emerged. Talking about those who are in charge of the election, those who make the election, what we are talking about now, the INEC officials, the security operatives, the international and local observers, and so on and so forth. Let's start with INEC. I was part of the exercise in Ondo. I went to cover the election in Ondo State for OSBC, and from the look of things, it seems INEC were better prepared for Ondo election than what happened in Edo State. There were little, fragments of incidences of 40 beavers. In almost all the places I visited, the beavers were working perfectly well, unlike what happened in Edo State, where there were issues here and there. The electoral officers reported to duty as early as possible before the start of election at 8:30 in the morning. Almost all the polling units were filled with voters who are waiting anxiously to cast their vote. How would you say the conduct? The materials also, all other materials arrived early enough, unlike what it used to be when there would be issues of late arrival or malfunctioning of beavers, complaint here and there. Ondo State was different. How do you see it?
Well, I want to, like I said before, I want to believe that INEC has learned a few things from the previously conducted elections. I remember vividly that INEC chairman reiterated after the last Edo election. He said, we have learned our lessons, and from what we saw in Edo, we are better prepared for Ondo now. Now, in Yoruba land, we have this say that if a child falls, you know, he is not concerned about, you know, what caused the fall. You understand? So, but if an adult falls, he takes a look back at what must have caused the fall. You understand? Now, as much as I will not say that INEC, you know, fell totally in Ondo State, you know, administration requires learning, continuous learning, and I believe that in order not to repeat the same mistakes made over there, they must have talked to their, you know, ad hoc staffs, and they must have ensured that those materials, because all these issues of late arrival of materials and the like, you know, they are the main concern of political opponents, you understand? And I believe that is the reason why INEC, you know, put round pegs in the round holes to ensure that such complaints are not even raised, talk less of at rest, you understand? So, but as we can see, that's why I said that although election is generally, you know, because, you know, when you see that, you know, materials, staffs and like, you know, you begin to, political parties will become agitated, you understand? We are about to be cheated, oh, we don't believe the system, oh, this and that, you understand? So, in order not to, you understand, you know, allow unnecessary agitation, that's the reason why INEC quickly fixed those things. Then maybe a few, you know, skeletal, you know, complaints about, you know, pockets exactly, of complaints about the Beaver's performance, you know. It is only what God makes that is perfect. Now, whatever, all these machines that we are talking about, they are made by companies. Do you know that I have seen a situation whereby a Tia nylon car was, you know, going to be delivered to, you know, a state government house. They bought fleets of cars, new Tia nylon, and some of them, you know, had, you know, malfunctioned on the way. Technical issues, mechanical issues, and I was like, and Tia nylon. Somebody said, it's only what God does that is perfect. So that's just it.
And the uploading of the result as well. I read, they were, you know,
they were exceptional. Different from what we saw during the last presidential election, gubernatorial elections, and this one. In fact, the results were trickling in. People already know their fate. Who won or who is winning know himself. You understand? So, and that's what we hope the future elections will be far better. I'm praying to God that at least we arrive at the stage like that of years that everybody, it's going to be like immediately, you understand, you know. But honestly, the election,
talking about the performance of security operatives as well, we need to give them kudos because they manage the situation so well in Ondo State. Hardly will you get to a polling unit that you won't see at least 2-3 security personnel manning the polling unit. It seems Ondo was overwhelmed with security personnel. There was no complaint that in this polling unit there is no police presence or security presence, and mostly they behave professionally.
May God bless you. That's how it should be. I think we are seeing, you know, security apparatus that believe that this is our nation and our nation must work. Now, much as, you know, civilians, so they call, you understand, or much as citizens want, you know, the nation to enjoy good democratic, you know, as in a democracy. So also at the security, and we must not forget the fact that even our security men are citizens. They believe that we have even some of them that must have hailed from Ondo State, while we have others that have not. So that's how it should be. And honestly, it shouldn't be limited to Ondo alone. Now, our rights should be protected, and that is what security men stand for. You know, ask any policeman, they'll tell you that what I do as a policeman, or what they do as a policeman, is to protect lives and properties. So being there on time, being professional is to protect lives. Security should not be to take lives. Security is to protect lives. And what they were there for is to protect lives, protect rights. Because when you are protecting lives of people, you are protecting their rights. You understand? And one of the rights that we citizens have is right to franchise, as a right to vote. Or right to choose our leaders. So that's why they have to. I believe we are, we are getting it. We are getting there, little by little.
Well, you have just joined us on the program. The program is AM Cafe, and my guest is Dr. Yemi Badro. We are discussing the Saturday's governorship election in Ondo State. Well, talking about one negative trend, that has continued to mar elections in Nigeria, vote buying. Vote buying was evident in almost everywhere the election was held last Saturday. And this trend, if not properly checked, if not properly caught, political analysts are saying that it will deny the choice of having the right leaders to be in power. I don't see this. There were evident almost everywhere. Vote were being traded, for cash, for money in Saturday's election.
Honestly, it's disheartening. It's highly disturbing for us to have that, situation of trend in our national democracy. And as you have rightly said, it's denying true voters the right to choose right. Honestly, I heard of it. We read of it. In fact, DSS arrested some, with worth of cash, that they wanted to use in, buying votes. I believe I think our lawmakers should make laws to ensure that whoever is caught or wherever such is discovered in future elections, you understand? Maybe such elections should be annulled, you understand? Because or apart from prosecuting, because we have seen situations whereby many of them were even arrested by EFCC in previous elections. One thing that gives us concern is that most of these electoral offenders, we have not seen a proof of them being prosecuted and being jailed. Or anyway, let me say this, because I think this Adeleke in the state, I think it's being prosecuted, for such infraction. You understand? But it should be a widespread thing. You understand? Now, whoever feels that there is no law should be made to face the music of law when they, breach the law. It's disheartening. In fact, in Ondo State, it's quantum jump. To the extent that, in previous elections, what we had people collecting was maybe 5,000, 10,000. Now, it was 30, 50,000. Because at least from some of the reports, you understand, that trickled in, many, voters were bought with 50,000. Well, unfortunately, our people, I'm so sorry to use this language, I'm so sorry if it's a proper language to use, on air, you understand, our people are not thinking deep. I would have used a harsher word, you understand? But our people are not thinking well. Because how long will you spend 50,000 naira? If you give me even 200,000 naira today now, by tomorrow it's gone.
It's gone.
Because I have a lot of responsibilities, you understand? I have a lot of things. Now 50,000 naira, by the time you buy maybe some food items, everything is gone. Now, if you, by collecting that money, you have sold your right. It's just like that man in the Bible. You understand? Who sold his birthright. And you now continue to suffer because you have brought wrong people. You have helped wrong people. You have anybody who is even trying to bribe you or bribe his way into the office we should understand that such a person is a criminal. Such a person is somebody that is not ready to serve. Such a person is somebody who is ready, who is going to business, as in venturing into a business, a profit-making business. And by the time we allow these people to, continue with such acts, and we brought them to power, what do we expect from them? Now, will you be able to freely complain to them when you see them underperforming? We can't, because they have already paid their dues, and that's why some of these politicians eventually become lord themselves over us. And I say, but we send them to serve us. You didn't send them. They have paid you prepayment, and after that prepayment, you should expect there was no pre-service. I mean, now post-service, now post-payment service. So that's just it. So that's why we continue to wallow in abject poverty. That's why we continue to see politicians misbehaving, lording themselves over us, because we have sold our birthrights to them. Now, if we are to have voted the right way, everybody voted according to their conscience, we get right people there, and we see our lives transformed, our society transformed. There are people who meant well for us, but they don't have money. Now, but the people that we are collecting money from them, is as if it's like our monies that some of these people have, unlawfully accessed, is what they are paying back to us. And so we know what they are hungry set of people. Let's just give them 5,000. They should think and live better.
Yeah. Well, for the benefit of our followers who are speakers of our local language, Yoruba, let's take some of the questions in Yoruba. Akinka Bosore to AM Cafe, Laroi, Onyojo Aje, Atuwa Aragi Jeon, Aragi Lo, Oni Ojo Kejidinlogun, Oṣù Kọkànlá. Akinka Bosore to AM Cafe. Àlejò mi ti wà ńkàlẹ̀, àwọn olùwòye ohun tó ń lọ láwùjọ ni wọ́n, ọ̀mọ̀wé Yẹmí Bádò. Káàbọ̀. Ọ̀rọ̀ ìbò ìpínlẹ̀ Ondo tó wáyé lópin ọ̀sẹ̀ là ń wò bóun lẹ ṣe rí ètò ìdìbò sí ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ondo.
Ẹ ṣe olóòtú, ẹ káàárọ̀ ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa nílé, àsìkò pọ̀pọ̀ sísìn Òkèlèntè àbí
tó ń wọlé wẹ́rẹ́.
Tó ń wọlé wẹ́rẹ́ ẹ ṣe gan. Lákọ̀ọ́kọ́ náà ká kí àwọn adarí wa nítorí wípé wọ́n gbìyànjú ní ètò ìdìbò Ondo State. Ó yàtọ̀ sí àwọn nǹkan tá a ti rí látẹ̀yìnwá. Ó yàtọ̀ nítorí wípé àlàáfíà wà níbẹ̀. Kò sí gbọ́nmi sí omi òtó bí tàtẹ̀yìnwá. Kò sí wípé wọ́n ń jí àpótí ìdìbò. Kò sí wípé ẹgbà wá ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ kìíní kan níbẹ̀ yẹn. Torí wípé ètò ààbò pípéye ó wà. Àwọn èèyàn jáde, wọ́n ní fọkànbalẹ̀ láti dìbò. Kò sẹ́ni tó jẹ́ wípé ẹ̀rù ń bà, àti wípé ní àkójọpọ̀ àlàáfíà wà. Èyí tá a sì fẹ́ náà nù, kì í ṣe pé ká máa dìbò nínú ìlà ìlò. Kì í ṣe pé kí ẹ̀rù máa bá wà àti jáde. Táwọn èèyàn bá rí wípé ibi tá a ti fẹ́ lọ dìbò, kò sí tí ó ṣàwọn ń bẹ̀. Kò sẹ́ni tó fẹ́ fẹ̀mí rẹ̀ dì, òun kálukú ó jáde. So n ta sì ní ètò ìdìbò Ondo State náà, torí pé àwọn èèyàn fọkànbalẹ̀ jáde, wọ́n dìbò, kódà wọ́n tó dúró wo láti gbọ́ èsì ìdìbò wọn kan tó kù bẹ́ẹ̀.
Ẹ jẹ́ wá wo ọ̀rọ̀ kan tó ṣúyọ nínú ètò ìdìbò ìpínlẹ̀ Ondo, tó dẹ̀ ń kọ àwọn èèyàn lóminú, tó ń pè fún àmójútó ní ọ̀rọ̀ ètò ìdìbò kó o ṣe bẹ̀. Àwọn èèyàn ń tàbò, wọ́n ń ràbò, tí ó sì jẹ́ kí àwọn èèyàn ní ọkàn láti yan ẹni tó wù wọ́n. Torí ẹni tá a bá ti ràbò ẹ̀, ibi tá a fẹ́ kó lọ ni ó lọ. Ojú wo lẹ fi wo ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ yìí? Ó dàbí wá pé ó ti ń mú àlùbá bá ètò ìdìbò lórílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà.
Ẹ ṣe olóòtú, ká sòótọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ fún ara wa, ohun tí à ń ṣe kò tọ́. Àtẹni tó wá ń ràbù àtàwọn tá à ń ta ìbò wa, torí wípé bí ẹni pé tá a bá gbowó lọ́wọ́ àwọn olóṣèlú à ń ta ohun ìbí wa ni. Èló ni wọ́n fẹ́ fún wa tó dàbí ọjọ́ iwájú tàbí ohun tí wọ́n ń ṣe láàrin ọdún mẹ́rin. Tá a bá gbowó lọ́wọ́ àwọn olóṣèlú láti dìbò fún wọn, à ń ràn wọ́n lọ́wọ́ láti mú àwọn tí ò tọ́, àwọn tí ò yẹ, àwọn tí ò kájú ẹ̀ láti gbé wọn sípò. Tá a bá wá gbé wọn sípò tán, nígbà bí ẹni pa gbọ́gà wa sípò ni, ìka kan ò ní wọ̀ wọ́n ń dìbò torí pé agbowó òbò ká tó di wípé a lọ dìbò fún wọn. À ń fìyà jẹra wa, à ń tara lọ́pọ̀ ni. Tí ẹ bá sì tara alẹ́ ẹ̀ lọ́pọ̀, ṣó lè rí wa kò lè rí wa lọ́wọ́ mọ́. Àwa gẹ́gẹ́ là ń fìyà jẹra wa, tó bá yà ní pé àmọ̀ pé wọ́n ṣe báyìí, a ṣe bòdì, a ṣe kíní kan. Ilẹ̀ ní Yorùbá ní amúkùn ẹ̀rọ ẹ̀wọ́ níwájú lòun wò wẹ̀yìn. Ó wọ́ ọ̀nà ti jì tó ti wọ́, ọjọ́ òbò ló ti wọ́ wà, ká tó dìbò ló ti wọ́. Nígbà bá gbowó ààrùn títọ́ mọ́, èló náà fẹ́ fún wa tó là wá. Ṣé wọ́n gbé mọ́tò wa ní wọ́n ti pé àgbà mọ́tò yìí, ilé la ti kọ́ fún wọn? Ṣé wọ́n fún wa lówó tó máa là wá ni? Wọ́n á fún wa lówó tó jẹ́ pé ebi ò tó fi pa wá ni. Nígbà bá wa gbowó tá a ná tẹ́lẹ̀ àyàn ọjọ́ kan, torí bùkátà ilé ti wà nílẹ̀ gan already. Tá a bá ná owó nǹkan, àwọn agbọ́gà wa síbẹ̀, èèyàn tí ò sí ẹni. Ẹ mọ̀ pé àwọn tá a gbé wà tá a gbowó lọ́wọ́ wọn, tó bá ti ń fowó lò wá ti mọ̀ pé businessman ni pé àwọn kí ló ń pè wọ́n, àwọn tó ṣe káràkátà ni. Torí pé tó bá dépò tán, káràkátà wọn tẹ̀síwájú. Owó tí wọ́n pín fún yín ni wọ́n ọ̀kọ́ máa lé ọ̀nà àti gbà padà, ọ̀nà àti rí padà. Ẹ wà ní wọ́n ń jíwó ìjọba, wọn ò sẹ́yìn jì, wọ́n jì nítorí pé bí ọ̀nà ọ̀bà sí, bóyá wọ́n yáwó láti fún yín lówó ni, báǹkì ọmọ dúró láti gba owó wọn padà lọ́wọ́ wọn. Bóyá wọ́n ta ohun ìní wọn ni láti fẹ́yìn lówó ni, ẹ̀yìn láwọn gbogbo ẹ̀ dìbò fún wọn. Tó bá ti wọlé ọ̀nà kọ̀nà tí wọ́n bá fi rí owó tí wọ́n fún yín padà, tí wọ́n tún rí èlé ẹ̀ sí ni wọ́n mọ̀ wà. Ẹ má jà fìyà jẹra wa mọ́. Wọ́n bá wá débẹ̀ tán, wọ́n wà máa ṣe, wọ́n fẹ́ gbọ́nà jáde, ọ̀nà tó yẹ kí a ṣe tó yẹ pé láàrin ọdún márùn-ún mẹ́wàá kò yẹ ká ṣe ní kọ̀ǹpilẹ̀ kó ṣe ẹ̀wù. Wọ́n á ṣe ṣàgbẹ̀lójú yòyò, wọ́n á ti gé owó, wọ́n ti bá wọn kí wọ́n pè wọ́n contractor, wọ́n ti bá àwọn contractors deal pé o 100 million ló yẹ kó gba fọ́nà yìí o, á fún 50 million, lọ fi 50 million ṣe 50 million lọ́nà jẹ́ tiwa, tààrà gbéṣẹ́ fún ọ tó wà fún wa ní nǹkan kan, ó ṣiṣẹ́ ọ̀nù. So wọ́n wà bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí máa mortgage life wa, wọ́n wà máa ṣe nǹkan tó yẹ pé ọ̀nà tó yẹ pé kò ní dá eventually. Tẹ́ ẹ bá gba ọ̀rú ọ̀nà kò tó ti wú ń bẹ̀, ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn èèyàn tó máa fẹ̀mí wọn ṣòfò níbẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ kí a gbọ́n, kí a fòye gbé wípé àwọn tá à ń gbowó lọ́wọ́ wọn tá à ń gbé sípò, àwọn tí ò tọ́ ni. Ẹni tó bá ti ń fowó lọ̀ wá ọ̀daràn ni. Ọ̀daràn ló máa ń fowó ra nǹkan. Ẹni tó máa ń bribe èèyàn sà, ọ̀daràn ni. Mo sì fẹ́ bẹ̀ ìjọba, àwọn tí wọ́n mú tí wọ́n fowó ra ìbò, kí wọ́n fi wọ́n jófin. Alófin, òfin wà, and ìlú tí ó bá ti sófin ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ò sí. Ṣùgbọ́n tófin bá ti wà, ìjìyà wà fẹ́ tó bá ṣerú ẹ̀. Èyí tó jẹ́ káwọn èèyàn máa ṣe ni wípé wọ́n ra àwọn kan tó ń ṣe tí wọ́n ń lọ láì jìyà. Ẹ jẹ́ kí a fi àwọn tó ń ṣe tí a rí mú, ká fi wọ́n jìyà òfin, kí wọ́n lè mọ̀ pé ìlú tó lófin ni ìlú wa.
Okay, Dr. Yemi Badru, while coming to the end of the program, there are other off-cycle elections coming in the next 2 years. Anambra would hold is won by November next year. Ekiti and Osun will come up in 2026. What will be your advisor to all major stakeholders, INEC, security personnel, and we voters as well, to to ensure we have each free, successful, and vote-buying free elections.
Well, thank you, sir. I want to talk to our leadership, the government of Nigeria, that they should, keep keep the practice of what we saw in Ondo State continue, and they should ensure that we enjoy better more free and fair election in future elections. Now, I want to also talk to INEC. Whatever was the shortcoming in this Ondo election as well. Largely, we commended them for doing their best, but they can still do better. Let people begin to believe in your system. Let your system work. Now, some things happened after US election. Then that people were even trying to tag, the leadership of our electoral commission, that maybe they should contact, someone there, you understand, and to help Kamala Harris, you understand, to help, exactly, that's to tell you that people have lost faith in the system before now. But with what we saw in Ondo State, people will begin to believe more in the system. Please, let's be more conscious of our integrity. I mean, the integrity of our system. So that's my advice to INEC. And apart from INEC, I want to talk to the politicians. Democracy should not be a do or die thing. Politics should not be a do or die affair. Let's live as family. This is our nation. It's a contest. Let's help the system to produce the best among you. Now, by buying votes, you are already telling us that you have lost, you don't believe in your own ability to perform. Please, let's walk away, let's stay away from the system of vote buying. And to, the masses, it's our nation. Let's not sell our birthright again. Let's help the system to produce the best leader. And honestly, there are people who are willing to serve us better than those who have money. It's unfortunate that many of them are financially incapacitated. Now, while we are waiting on God and on the lawmakers to make laws that we, allow, let me say, financially weak men to contest and win elections in Nigeria. While we are waiting for that, let's help ourselves by rejecting their vote buying.
We want to appreciate our guest on the program this morning, Dr. Yemi Badru, for finding time to be on the program, AM Cafe. I won't forget the entire hands in the studio for being part of the success story of the transmission of AM Cafe today, most especially the producer of the program, Shola Ogunleye. We appreciate the cameraman as well, another Shola, Akin Shola. We thank everyone in the studio. My guest again, Dr. Yemi Badru, we appreciate you. My name is Adeyemi Afodere. AM Cafe returns tomorrow morning. We thank you for being here. We are wishing you the best out today. Good morning to you.